Hello. Welcome to a surprise live stream. It's a surprise because my parents are visiting and my kids are excited and my house is noisy. But they are all unexpectedly out of the house right now. They have gone to a place where kids can be noisy. Not that they can't be noisy here, but it's making things a little easier for me. So I am updating some automations, and I thought that this would be a good opportunity. So it's mostly going to be like a watch me work. I can never do like a silent work session, but it'll mostly be me thinking about and talking through stuff. So we'll see how it goes. If you have any questions as they pop up, let me know, and I will happily answer them. So let's see. Let's do this. And let's just dive right into sharing my screen here. Okay, so let's set the stage here a little bit. Um, so what am I doing? I recently changed how new episodes are published to my website for my podcast. Before, this was like a multi-step process that my VA would have to perform, where she would publish to YouTube and then to Transistor and then to the website. And it was missing any audio notes because they weren't like in my planner. I have updated. The main way that you could tell is the transcript. If it has the plus sign, this is so dumb. If it has the plus sign, then it was manually added by my VA. But if it has the triangle, it was added automatically using a plugin called so there's a WordPress site, and it's using the second line themes podcast importer pro, which is very good, I think, for my needs at least. There are a couple of things I'm trying to do, and so like one of the reasons I'm doing these updates now is I thought that I could like vibe code a solution to fix some of this. Um, but that hasn't been working out. And the other thing is like, okay, so when I launched this website like over 9 years ago, I was a full WordPress developer. And so I coded my own solution to all of this. And now, over 9 years on, I don't really feel like supporting that code. I can really simplify. And as I'm approaching 500 episodes, I thought that this would be a good opportunity to just simplify the whole process so that my VA doesn't have to record in publish in a million places. But one of the more crucial pieces of this was I had a bunch of custom fields with like the guest's name and email. And when the episode went live, the guest would get an email saying, "Hey, thanks so much. Your episode's live." You can see it here. If you want to share it, splendid, right? So that's gone because now that I'm automatically importing these episodes, uh, I'm not bringing in any of those fields. There's no way to associate those fields with the episode. But I do have a big old Notion planner that I use for all of this. And so I thought, let's see if I can make this work. So um, I covered my Notion plan. I guess maybe I'll just walk through this really quick. I covered my Notion planner a while ago too. I should do a full video on this, but it is different now. It's sorted by live date, and then I change the episode numbers as needed. Um, episode I wish I could have planned this. Like I wish I was smart enough to plan this. But episode 500 comes out on my actual 40th birthday, which is very exciting. Um, So I think like since I last showed this off, the big things I added were a transcript file since I'm usually transcribing the episodes ahead of time now. And then I'm putting more. So I'm not uploading all of my episodes to YouTube, but for the episodes I am uploading, I am being way more. I'm putting a lot more effort into the YouTube stuff. So I'll have a different title, though I forgot to do that here. I'll have a different title for the YouTube video, and I'll A/B test some thumbnails. The other thing I added here is, since I'm doing more solo episodes, I figure it would behoove me to do more episodes where I expand upon things I've written in my newsletter. So I do see some people have joined. Feel free to say hi. Let me know where you're coming from. And if you have any questions about automation, Notion, what I'm doing, let me know. So the thing that I am going to add here is guest email. Oh my gosh. That's so weird. Can you see that? Yes, you can see that probably. Notion is recommending guest email. That's so great. Did I type this before? Is that one of the properties right now? What properties are not visible? All the properties are visible here. That's weird. Jasper, thanks for being here. Great job working ahead. Thank you very much. This is like my podcast is like a well-oiled machine. It needs to be, otherwise I'd be like, what am I talking about this week? So that's gotten a little harder since I'm doing more solo episodes. Because then I'm not like, I usually, when I did only interviews, I would reach out to 10 to 20 possible guests at a time. Like I would just set aside an hour, and I had like a whole system that would not, it wasn't like an auto-generated, well, it was an auto-generated email, but like there was a lot of personalization in it. And so I'd take like an hour and reach out to guests. Now that I'm doing a lot of solo episodes, I'm being a lot more like, and I don't want to say intentional because I was always intentional, but I'm like really thinking about the order of things now. And just like kind of how I number things and stuff like that. So anyway, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so guest email, we'll slide that up. I mean, I probably don't need to slide this up because this is irrelevant to my VA. Maybe I'll just put that there actually. Like this stuff is crucial to my VA. Guest email is not. But I've added the field. So now let's go back over to Arc. No, I don't need to make that bigger. So this is my Calendly router in make.com. This is probably, so one of the things I do on my podcast, streamline.fm, by the way. One of the things I do on my podcast is audio notes where I have a thought, but not a fully fleshed out episode yet. And I definitely know I want to do Make versus Zapier again. I was all about Zapier and then Make. And now I'm swinging back towards Zapier. I pay for both. But I really like Make. I think this looks nice. But there are just some things that are really polished in Zapier. Like when you have this little lightning icon here, it means that it's getting data as soon as it arrives. But it also means that it doesn't go out and get data. So if you build a Make automation, a scenario it's called, there's no way to get test data until you actually run it. So I have to, and for this, I'd either have to fill out the form myself and grab a time and then delete it. Whereas with Zapier, it will kind of fill in test data, or it will go out and grab stuff, right? Like from a previous run, which is really nice. So anyway, neither here nor there. So I've got I'll walk through this really quick. This is watching cal.com bookings. I use Cal instead of Calendly. And then based on the name of the event, it'll route it. And so like if someone gets oh, actually I need to change this because this is not called Power Hour anymore. This is called there's the word strategy, isn't it? Glad I checked this. So it'll check the, what are you doing? Oh, save. It'll check the name of the, I don't know if you could see this. This is another thing. Like when I zoom in, you can't see it. Like there's no, there, you can zoom out, but you can't really zoom in. So I mean, I'll make this as big as I can. I'm sorry. But this says Power Hour. I'll just call this coaching call. Like I probably need to update this anyway, but not right now. So if someone books a coaching call, it'll create my coaching call Google document for them. There's a fallback that just adds them to my CRM. And then this is Streamline Solopreneur. So if someone books a Streamline Solopreneur interview, a bunch of things happen. Creates a Google Doc from my episode template. It adds them to Notion, and it creates a task in Todoist, which this one is not working the way I'd like. So I do need to fix that too. So if I go to properties, well, I don't need that, as I actually want to go here and then to responses, and let's see who the lucky person is. Justin Moore, a good friend Justin Moore, who I'm interviewing. Okay, so that's all good to go. Wonderful. So here I will, did it add it already? No. So I will refresh these fields. I also moved to this database, so I got to see if like it's, Notion is very, like, I think I get this, but you can't just wholesale grant access to, like, you can't grant Make or Zapier access to Notion across the board. Like, you have to do it per database. And I just reorganized my Notion, so this was a good test to make sure it could still access that. Guest email. Splendid. Okay, so the field is going to be in cal.com under, I just had it, responses, under email. Now, I didn't ask Justin ahead of time if I could like show his email address. And so I'm not going to, and I'm not in the business of sharing other people's information on my live stream. Though I did accidentally share one of my API keys one time. And I couldn't just like change it from the dashboard. That was very upsetting. But shout out to Nathan Barry from kit.com, formerly ConvertKit, for like handling it. He helped me out because I was really worried. Okay. Oh, so you don't see the value there. Grand. Okay, so now under guest email is this, the email value. So now I guess this is going to be hard because I'm going to run this. And I mean, can I run this? No, I can't run this. That's really frustrating. But that's fine. Like I know that this will work. I just errored because I tried to run nothing. Like that's the other thing. Like it's like frustrating that I can't test each step. I mean, I can, but I can't test each step with the data I have. Like I said, run this module only. And it was like, what do you want to send? I couldn't just say, yeah, use the data that you have in the test data. So like that's frustrating too, but that's fine. This is updated. So that is part 1 of this grand scheme. And then here, so I've actually held off on marking a couple of these as aired because that is the trigger for sending the email that I want to do. So I won't put Joe's email in there. So I'll just mark that as aired. And like you can see that disappeared. And so this is a solo episode, so I will put in my email address. And then I want to set up an automation here. And so these are Notion automations. Again, I was doing this with a WordPress plugin that I wrote, where I would send email from the WordPress site, which that's tough because if you don't do it the right way, even with like professional plugins, your email can get flagged as spam. Like I bought a expensive item, I'll say, from a great like boutique website, and they were using WooCommerce, but because they weren't using the right email settings, any email sent from WooCommerce got flagged as spam. And so like I emailed the guy. I'm uniquely positioned to understand, well, not uniquely, but I guess I'm uniquely positioned in this. It was like a fountain pen niche. And so I like told him, but like if you don't do it right, your email's gonna get marked as spam. And so like I would rather not rely on tools like that or my own code. Like if WordPress changes how it sends emails, then like I'm gonna have to update that code. So Notion in the last year, their automations have gotten a lot better. And so the trigger event will be when aired is checked. Send mail. So this will get sent from my casabona.org email. It will get sent to guest email. And the email will be your episode is live. Hey. And then this is going to be guest name. No. Let's see. I don't know if you can hear whatever is happening outside my house right now. Hey, guest name. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. What do I actually send in this? I just wanted to let you know that your episode is streamlined.fm/ and then this is going to be episode number. So I'm going to repaste that. I hope this works. I'm worried that this is not going to work. Let's remove this link. I would love and appreciate you share it. No pressure though. Also happy to share the raw files with you. Joe. Okay. So yeah, that looks good. Let's enable that. This automation, notify guest. Okay. So do I need like a... What is that? There's something weird happening. My dog might just be freaking out. Okay, well, he stopped. Okay, so this all looks good. So now I'm going to test this out. Gonna click aired on this one. This is today's episode. And now I will, again, I'm not gonna show my email inbox. I will just open that specific email if it comes. I mean, hopefully it comes. It should work fine, right? I'm like glad I didn't show my email because there's stuff in there. There's stuff in there. Let's see. All mail. Oh, this might take a minute. Well, it hasn't updated yet. Unless it's just in sent. No. I wonder if Notion will tell me. I mean, there's no way Notion has automation logging, right? No. It probably just takes a minute. So now what? I'm gonna hang out here. I mean, that's everything that I wanted to cover. The other snag that I hit here, I have a list. So, this is what it says. There's also a note that's do this on live stream. Add email field. Yeah, so do all that. And then the redirect is not working. So what it works well enough. I guess I should double check this. I'll share my screen again. Oh gosh, let me just double check on my dog too. I can do that from right here. Okay, so I'm using the redirection plugin. Oh man, it worked that time. That's so weird. Because I didn't manually create this. I wonder why it worked that time. Well, I mean, that solves... Oh, and my VA updated this. Splendid. She's just the best. Thanks, Anna. Okay. Oh, I wonder if that's why. Because the plugin runs on update. So I'm going to have to test this a little bit more. Okay, so let me tell you what happens and why this is causing me issue. I'll show the code. Big old disclaimer here. Don't modify code on a live website. Don't modify code inside of the WordPress editor. Just don't do that. That's bad. Especially if you're not a seasoned veteran. But even if you are a seasoned development veteran, you really shouldn't do that. But I'm just showing you the code, which I think is in here. Okay, so actually, you know what? I just told you don't do this, but I'm doing it. I won't do it, but I can get rid of this. I can at least remove the action. Right? Where is this? Add action. So now, the email is not going to get sent. Quick update on my dog. He's fine. I think he's fine. He appears to be sleeping. Unless he really got hurt. But I don't think that's the case. That'd be crazy, right? Okay. Anyway. Oh yeah, this creates some error logs too. So this was vibe coded, maybe create redirect. It's like checking to see if there's a okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a minute. I'm gonna log into my host because the other thing I was thinking here. Now I'm venturing into Cody nerd stuff, which I try not to do. I don't do for my clients. I try not to do for myself very often, but part of me is like, hey, I have that skill. Why not use it? So I'm gonna check the logs. I'll share my screen again as soon as I'm comfortable doing that. I just don't want to accidentally reveal something that I shouldn't reveal. Okay, so outsourcing my brain to AI. All of these ran today. Yeah, I feel like this is not very good. Redirect 490 already exists. Okay, well, I can share this. Okay, so here's the logs of everything that's happening. So I am going to search these for 490. This has all happened today. Oh, there we go. Save post. This was at 7 UTC. Which would be 2 a.m., right? 7 a.m. UTC. UTC. So it happened an hour later? An hour later than it was published, right? Because it's... I didn't change my change. Half the people dropped off after I said I'm getting into really nerdy stuff. Oh, this was published at 6... The plot thickens. All right. Well, this is like code troubleshooting that I'm not going to do here. But one of the things that I was trying to see is if I can run what's called cron jobs on Pressable, which is basically like telling it to run code at a specific time. Cron jobs, WP cron, I think is a thing. Oh, that's built into WordPress. So Pressable. Cool. Oh, they don't offer server side, create and manage cron jobs, advanced cron manager. Okay, so I'll probably do that, but I'm not going to do that on the live stream. Which means I've done everything I wanted to do here on the live stream. Update my automation, update Notion. Let's see if the email ever came. It did. Let me show you. But this didn't work. I knew it. Also, I just call my episode solo. So let's see. Let's fix this. Automations, notify guest. It appears that there is a space. And there is. Get rid of that space. And I'll just pick one here. Joey. Okay. So maybe that one will send faster just to make sure. But I mean that should not be an issue, right? That should be showing my email inbox. Okay. I suspect that that's not going to be a problem, right? There was a space there. I got rid of the space. The rest of the email looks good. So yeah, I mean that's the most crucial thing to me. The other thing I'd really like to do that I haven't quite figured out how to do yet. Do I have some time right now? Yeah. You know what? Let me try this right now. I'm going to do this with Zapier. Okay. When an RSS feed is updated, update Notion. See if this works. I generally find that their little AI thing is decently good. I think it does like a fine job at that. Of course, here it didn't. Make me look like a big dummy. Okay. RSS. New item in feed. Enter the feed URL, which I would need to go over to Transistor to get. You'd think I would have this as a snippet, an expandable snippet. But I do not type this in enough to warrant that sort of thing. Username and password. Anything is different. That one's probably good. Yeah, give me a little test. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Why is there two of everything? But this right here, I don't know if you could see this. This, now that I've lost half of you, this is the crucial bit because this is what I'm going to key off of. Cool. Let's make some room. Pretty excited for this part. So much so that I'm actually going to go back to Notion and uncheck episode 490. Why would I? Right. Why would I need that checked at all? Where is 490? Sorry, that was terrible, probably. Am I filtering? See, that's insane. All episodes should not be filtered. Okay. Sort by live date, descending. And then 490. Uncheck that. And then it'll show up in upcoming again. Oh, yeah. 491 should not be published. All right. Yeah, continue with that record. This is too much. I've made this too big. Okay, so now we're going to search Notion. Oh, do I need to do that, though? Let's see. I'm definitely going to need to do that. This is another reason that Notion is so nice, because it's like, hey, you're going to have to do this. Do you want us to just add that step? I'm like, yes. And it's going to be that. The raw number. This is very strange that it would do this. Oh, no, not raw season. I don't think that's right. Yeah, that's not right. Split text is what we really wanted there. Input is this. Where are you? Separator is a comma. And I want the first one. What? Is this not a comma? Is this not a string? Let's just see what happens, I guess. I feel like the kid in class right now who asked if there was homework or something. Like I was wrapping up. And then I was like, oh, wait, let's just do this one more thing. Yeah, of course it couldn't. I don't understand. What does this data look like? I mean, if this is to be believed, then raw episode is an array and it's just, so is it not? I mean, so was that other step right? I'm sorry I doubted you, Zapier. How about that? It's kind of weird that they would just make it look like a comma separated list, but that's like a little my bad. I'll admit it's a little bit my bad. Oh yeah, grand. Okay, so now let's test. Hey, that is correct. Ducky. And then we will configure this. And that has the right item. And we're going to set error to true. Well, how about that? That just worked out splendidly. And now I will eventually have 2 emails in my email inbox. I hope. Right now it's no emails. Oh. Gosh, I'm a dummy. I sent the other one to jcasabona@gmail.com. And well, here we are. And that worked. And there's no episode 1985. So that is correct. Okay, I am now very pleased with what I've accomplished here, with what we've accomplished here. Thanks so much for those who actually tuned in and watched. And if you want to see more stuff like this, maybe more structured, maybe like with an actual agenda and some notice as to like when I'm going live, definitely join my mailing list over at casabona.org/join. Do I have, this is actually how unprepared I am. I don't even have like a lower third ready to go for this. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm going to try preview mode right now. And I'm going to show this. And I should see this in preview mode. But you don't see this. That's cool. So I can do like this, /join. Probably change the background color to a color. Make that color my brand color. That's not quite my brand color. Oh, I guess it is. And then save it. And then I could publish this. And now you should see that now. Am I still in preview mode? Back to live mode. That's pretty neat. Make this a little bigger. So katsabona.org/join. I write about stuff like this all the time. And then I will also try really hard to be better about publishing this stuff. So thanks. That's it for this live stream. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching. And until next time, I hope you find some space in your week.